the Mac Allister 2.8 kilowatt electric garden shredder. I've actually had this for a few weeks and I've only just had a chance to test it out today. I thought I'd do a review, you might find it useful. The lead is approximately 4 meters long, so it's long enough for most jobs. If you're doing it down the bottom of the garden, obviously you're going to need a good extension lead. It comes with a tool kit, which are basically cheap pressed spanners and a hex key, which you'll need to put the wheels on. You will also need a Phillips screwdriver to fasten that onto the actual frame. The wheels are really easy to fit, as are the 2 stops at the bottom. That is really the only assembly you need to do. It comes with detailed instructions, so I do suggest that you read those and then you know exactly what you are doing. It is quite noisy during use at 107 decibels, so I would recommend wearing a pair of ear defenders and also safety glasses. It comes with a plastic push stick, which is useful if you get any bits stuck. And I have tried this out, and I did try a branch that was the maximum size that can fit in there, which I believe is 45 millimeters, and it actually chewed it up absolutely no problem at all. I've not actually managed to jam this yet, but I will have a good go when summer is over with. And on this end, where the collecting bucket is, we have a blue lever. You need to press that down before you can pull that out, and then that part there actually engages with a switch. And I do have to say that it can be a bit of a pain to get in. There we go, it's just gone in now. But it doesn't go in straight away. If you push it all the way back, it definitely won't go up. You need to pull that part out until it's almost flush with the end there, and then you can press up the lever, which will engage the switch and make the unit operational. So it weighs in at 20 kilograms, but the wheels are at the back and there's no real handle on this side of it, which is a bit of a bad design if you ask me. It would be much better if that was on this side, and then you could pick the unit up with that end and you could wheel the thing anywhere you wanted. Obviously it's not too heavy anyway, you can quite easily pick it up and carry it, but it's just a bit of a pain. I mean, why would you design something with wheels and put them on the same side as the handle? You can of course get your fingers under the end there and pick that up, but I'm not entirely convinced that won't break if you do use it that way. The only other option is to pick it up from the bottom there and pick it up where the basket is, and then you can comfortably wheel it wherever you want. But I do think that if the handle was on this side of the machine, or the wheels were on the opposite side of the machine, it would be a lot better. This did have a lot of positive reviews on Screwfix, and I can't exactly remember how much I paid for it, but I will put that on the screen. You do have to be very careful with online reviews, because I've wrote a couple in the past and they haven't actually been published. So basically on this you have a stop button and a start button. That is a no volt release switch. So if you switch it on and the power is cut, when the power comes back on, the machine will not start until you press that button again. So at the moment it's in the forward direction. So when that is pressed down and the machine is started with the green button, it will then start to drag the material through the cutting blades. If it gets stuck, you can reverse it, and I've not actually had to do it yet, but I believe you press that to the opposite direction and then you have to press the override button to get it to reverse out. I could be wrong about that because I've never had to do it yet. Obviously to stop the machine you simply press the red button. It does give you detailed instructions on how to adjust the cutting blades, but basically you do it by undoing the locking collar at the back there. You turn that anti-clockwise, and then you can turn the other knob there either clockwise or anti-clockwise to adjust the blades. I'm not actually going to do it because I've already set that up, but if you find that it's not quite chopping the bits up fine enough, you can slacken off that collar, tighten up that knob, and that will move the cutting blades closer to the stop. You may get some bits of aluminium dropping out the bottom, so I would be careful. You don't want to adjust it too much. So I'm just going to lock that back off again. So I've tried a few of the largest branches that I could find that I've been saving, and it cut through them absolutely no problem at all. Obviously one of these is a great idea if you have a small to medium sized garden. As long as you're not cutting trees down, this will be absolutely adequate for most people. Obviously if you are cutting trees down, you're going to need a professional wood chipper that costs thousands of pounds. But for a small garden, this is absolutely superb. You can chip all your branches up, shred them up, put them in the compost and they'll rot away. You don't need to keep going to the tip, etc. I hope you found this video useful. If you have and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel.